Christopherson here again with another first listen review. This is the new album by Rival Sons, and it's called Lightbringer. It's their second album this year. Actually, they had an album came out back in June called Dark Fighter, and this is a companion album to that, although it's very short. It's only 33 minutes long, so it's almost like it's a couple EPs, making like a full-length album here, but they're calling it an album, I guess. At least that's how I got it listed here. And a lot of bands doing that lately, by the way. I've noticed a lot of bands releasing really short albums. I've actually mentioned that before, and this is another one of those, but luckily this one is really good. I really like this album. This is one of those bands that I've followed since I first heard them. I can't remember what year it was, but the first album, and I've followed them ever since. It's just one of these bands I don't think gets enough attention. They're, they were bringing back the rock revival way before anybody else was doing it, and they got this really just raw rock sound, powerful. Singing on this by Jay Buchanan is just insane. He really brings this band together, but the riffs and the production on all their albums are really good. This one's a little different. It's got more of acoustic stuff going on in here, and but there's still a lot of rocking going on too. Well, actually, the first song on here is called Dark Fighter, which is kind of funny. It's more like it's a really long song, and it's kind of like goes through like a few different styles throughout the whole song. It's almost like having three different songs going on. Although the middle of it's like a lot of instrumentation stuff going on, not a whole lot of singing in the middle, but that was a really cool song. A lot of stuff going on in that one. It starts out mellow, kicks in, and that ends up back a little bit slower as it ends, but all over the place on that one. I was really digging that one, and then it kicks in with a second song on here is called Mercy. It's actually really caffy. I've only had one coffee this morning, but anyway, yeah, it was definitely catchy. It gets that 60s type vibe going on to it, but still like really rockin' type feel going on with that one. And I can picture that one being a single. And then, there's a bigger, I guess we'd call it a power ballad, but it's just, I don't know if I'd even call it that. It's just a slower song called Redemption. The singing on that one's really good. This is kind of a laid back, deal. And then gets back into like a little bit more rock in here. It's a song called Before the Fire. Probably the catchiest song on the whole album, although it's still really rock. And I want to say catchy. I'd hate to like make them sound like they're pop, because they're not at all. This is a rock band, but it's nothing wrong with being able to rock and still like have a hook and bring people in. I think that's really hard to do. A lot of bands make really heavy, cool songs, but something that's memorable and catchy at the same time is something a lot of bands can't do. And then they end with a couple songs, Sweet Life, and which is actually another kind of catchy song too, but a little bit more laid back than the rest of the stuff. And then ends with a song called Mosaic, which it's a little bit more laid back than all the rest. But there's only 6 songs on here. The majority of it's kind of rocking, like I said, with a lot of acoustic mixed in there. So it's a little bit different than their other stuff, which is mainly just out rock, balls to the walls, guitar, drums, and power. And a lot of things that they do on a lot of the other albums, there's the production style and the vocals is almost like he's on the verge of distortion. It's like a really powerful vocal production, and that's on here a little bit, but they drop back a little bit on the slower stuff, so it doesn't have that overly fuzzy type production going on, which generally works on his singing. Because it's a powerful band. They're a powerful rock band, and they draw that back a little bit on this because the songwriting style is a little different. So anyway, like I said, there's only 6 songs on here, so not a whole heck of a lot to talk about, but makes me want to go back and listen to Dark Fighter now, the actual other one. And that's one thing I've always said on a lot of these reviews: if an album is good and it makes me want to go back and even listen to their other stuff. Sometimes albums are bad, it makes me want to listen to their other stuff too, just to make sure I didn't like miss something along the line. But anyway, this one was cool, and now it makes me want to see what the original. I've listened to it, and I've kind of threw it on the shelf, and I haven't pulled it off since June. So I have to go grab that one again, give it another listen here real quick, because that's what this one made me want to do. So that's always a plus. Anyway, as always, feel free to comment and tell me what your thoughts on this band are, and if you've checked them out, and what you think of them. And as always, like, share, subscribe, and all that, so we can keep talking about these great bands. And we will talk to you in the next one. See you.